Okay folks, it's a bright sunny day and it's finally starting to get hot. Soon I'll be breaking out the fan and putting it on. I think I might do it this afternoon after I've shot my demos. Perhaps. I probably don't need it yet, but it'd be nice to feel the fresh air, or should I say the cool air being circulated in front of me. It's nothing worse than being a hot day and the air isn't moving. Horrible. So let's see what we can get up to today on this silly fucking copier system. Let's see how we go. Yeah, this photocopier is running rough. I'm actually thinking of getting it serviced. I spoke to the company about it, and I haven't had any service calls out yet since I've had this machine for more than 4.5 years. So they said that I should book a technician to come and have it maintained, which will be really good. Anyway, let's see what we've got here. It's got a holographic finish to it. We're interested in that picture just there, but you can see the colours moving around. Really nice. I don't know how it's going to look. It's always a challenge trying to copy things that are holographic. Really difficult. I'm going to tilt it slightly and see how that goes. Yeah, that looks really interesting, although you can't see much of the colour. You can see the dot structure of this piece in some places. You can't see the holographic sparkle that much. I'm going to try and tilt it a bit less maybe, or maybe, don't know. I'm going to tilt it again at a different angle. I'm going to try and do one flat and see what that does. Yeah, that looks better actually. You can actually see the colour in that, strangely enough. You wouldn't think doing it flat would work. It still looks dark. I do wonder if we're going to leave it like that. Maybe we can lighten it up a bit. Maybe, yeah, we'll see what we can do with it, folks. Complete defense system. I hate the way packaging and graphics, they always show, the thing I find annoying is that they like to make the graphics really vivid, and they like to use catchphrases and words like technology and this, that, and advanced, or these buzzwords that they like to use. It's like the product should just actually speak for itself. You don't need to fucking announce it with bloody bells and whistles, so to speak. It's really dumb the way advertising is so fucking. It's like they got to prove themselves. It's like they think that the product isn't going to sell itself, or maybe they know that the product is not going to sell itself, so they put in all this fancy graphics and shit, and it adds to the price of what you're buying, folks, and it's really not necessary, and it's not good for the environment either. So, I don't understand why people in their advertising have to prove something, they have to prove a fucking point. They always seem to think like that, which is really annoying, but that's what you get with those idiots. That looks really quite interesting. It looks a bit too washed out. I made it too extremely bright. Just thinking what else I could do with this. But yeah, I just get so over all this fancy-pantsy advertising and buzzwords and catchphrases and shit. I get so... What am I doing? I didn't touch... Oh, I know what I did. Yeah, sorry. I touched that and that disappeared. But yeah, you just get the feeling that these companies that make all these products, like everyday products, feel like they have a point to prove. And that scanner sounds really squeaky, so I think a service call would be a very welcome thing. I just have to find a convenient time to slot it in. And that's come up looking quite interesting. But it's like they just feel they have to add all this shit, complete defense system. They try to make it sound impressive. They try to make it sound scientific as well, and really it's just so fucking try-hard. So try-hardy, folks. It really is. It's really like they're trying to prove something. They feel like these advertisers and marketeers, or the people who run the corporations, just feel like they have to prove something. You know, like they're really quite pathetic creatures, these rich people and these CEOs and the people that are hired to produce this shit. I really wish companies could be more realistic, you know, more real with advertising. Like, they don't have to advertise and blow things out of proportion all the time. I do wonder whether we're going to put this back. But yeah, it's just a pathetic way of working, you know, these companies. I actually think I might like to incorporate the Oral-B slow thing in. I don't know which side's got the holographic. Yeah, it's this side. But basically you just get the feeling that these companies just have to fucking think they can prove it to society that their product is actually good. They just like to try. So we're just photocopying this, folks. They're so fucking dumb, you know, like they're fucking stupid, and they obviously know they're stupid. That's the funny thing. They know they're fucking dumb, so they think they have to add all these catchphrases and buzzwords. B6, so they'll be 70%. So yeah, they just feel like they have to prove that their product is something, and it really is annoying how fucking try-hard-ish this aesthetic really is. It is, it's really try-hardy. But you can't stop these idiots, and they make lots of money being try-hards. You know? I really hate advertising, folks. It's such a dumbass thing. And that's come up looking quite interesting, actually. You can't see much of the hologram, though. The hologram is really hard to see. I do wonder if we can tilt this thing on an angle again and see if we can get a bit of a flash of colour. But basically, you just get the feeling that these companies are just so fucked up, and they just are so try-hardy. It's not funny. Yeah, that's come up looking quite interesting. Again, it's not what I'm after. I'm not getting that holographic flash that I'm so hankering after. I don't know what to do with this, folks. Which one will we use? Will we use maybe this one? This one's got some colour in it. Don't like this shit. I'm going to put it on 100. Yeah, this is shit. It's not going to work. I'm going to use this as a master copy, and I'm going to move it around. Maybe I should enlarge it first. Maybe enlarge a section that's coloured, just to take a section out of it. So we're going to find a place where there's lots of colour. maybe this section could be there, that green section. Lovely greeny colour. I think that's probably the best part of the image. So we're just going to blow it up really, really big. We're just going to go really hard at it. But basically I really find this advertising really, really annoying. It's just really silly. It's just silly. It's so cheesy. It's like advertisements for bug sprays, like Mortein, more smart, more safe, Mortein. It's like, fuck, how old is that fucking song? 1950s. It's like, fuck, we're not living in the 1950s anymore. We're living in the 2020s. What the fuck is wrong with advertising, folks? It's really boring and stupid and so old-fashioned and up themselves. You know, it's all about making money, and they seem to think that money making has to employ shitty fucking traditions and fucking catchphrases and shit. No, I don't like it, folks. I get really annoyed. I just find that stuff really old-fashioned and an old hat. And it's all about making money, and when you're talking about making money, it's often backward. People who make money like to put their heads on backward and look at the past and what the past has achieved. They don't want to think of the future of the environment. They don't want to think of the human race. What about the people dying in sweatshops and factories to produce this shit? No, folks, it's not acceptable. It's just not acceptable in my books. You know? One day I'm going to redesign the photocopier. One day I'm going to make a difference. One day I'm not going to fucking... And I'm not going to use these dumbass catchphrases in my fucking product. I'm just wondering if maybe that might be better or that. But basically, I'm going to be building photocopiers designed to be truly innovative. Now, I don't want to use words like innovative because they're catchphrase, a common buzzword. How do you avoid buzzwords trying to explain things? Now, these rich people, these people with their heads on back to front, have made it hard for people like myself who really want to build an innovative product, who really want to do what is good, really, not just fucking advertising and ad speak, put my head on backwards, put my head on upside down, put the arse on the shoulders and the head on the arse. That's what advertising is all about. Fucking idiocy. But how do we advertise to say that? We just tell the people that the product is available. Give a quick demonstration, a quick demo of how it works, and let the product do the talking, but don't even use that phrase, let the product do the talking. Don't use any fucking dumbass, however well-intended catchphrases or pass, because I don't want to be like that, folks. When I redesign the photocopier, I don't want any of that buzzwords and catchphrases and shit getting in there. I don't want it, folks. I really don't. I don't want to talk like that. It's just fucking shit speak. You know, it's bloody awful. You know, I just don't like it. I want my product to stand out from the rest without all this fancy advertising and packaging. Look, even the boxes which the product comes shipped in will be plain. It might show the model of the machine, and that looks shit house. It might show the model number of the machine, you know, saying what model this machine is, whether it's an SG1 or an SG2, whatever. SG1, SG2, you know, but it's not going to be any of these shitty pictures and fancy pictures and shit. I'm not into pictures on product pictures like that. I'm not going to have any pictures on my boxes. My boxes are going to be just fucking boxes to contain the product and to protect it. And oh yeah, getting onto boxes, no fucking fancy white boxes like the printed boxes. Oh yeah, and we've also got to make sure that the packaging on the inside, to cushion the product from impact or travelling, we've got to make sure that it's environmentally friendly as well, and we don't use styrofoam. We use, say, some of those edible types of packaging that you sometimes see products come in, even in this day and age. You know, they're like chips. They're like cheesels or something. They're made out of some material that's virtually edible. I've even tried eating those things, and they taste quite nice. And that looks really quite interesting. I just think that maybe that's the better one. So, you know, folks, you got to fucking look forward to the future, and you got to make the future a better place for everyone, not just the rich, not just the famous, not just those who've achieved big, but people who are less fortunate can have a go at it. I'm just wondering which one we're going to utilise. We're going to use that. We're not going to use these. These look shit house, the enlargement. Just going to put those up there. This is going to be a real prolongated demo already. We're into our first demo and already it's prolongated. But basically we're going to spin this round. But yeah, you just really got to look into the future and look at the environment and care about the people. Care about ecology. You know? Don't fucking just think for yourselves and think, oh, how much money can I make? You know, yes, money's important, folks, but it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is the environment and humans and animals. You know, we don't want to just selfishly keep it for ourselves. And that's come up looking quite interesting. I think I should have started it like this earlier. But yeah, you just have to think what the future holds for mankind, what the future holds for the environment. Hey, the environment's necessary, folks, because we are living things, folks, and we have to remember that if our environment dies, we go with it. We die. We go. The environment, however, does not need us, though. We could die, and the environment would probably be happier for it if it had feelings, folks. So, you know, we've got to think for the future and think for the environment. Think for what your grandson or your granddaughter is going to inherit. Think beyond yourselves. Think to the future, and that's come up looking really nice. I think we could utilise that. I'm going to use that again. But basically we have to think. You know, think, folks. Use your brains. Use your fucking noggin. Be creative as well in the process. Now that's just fallen down. I'm just going to leave that there. But just think creatively, folks. You know, you got to think creatively, and you got to think, how can you solve the myriad of problems that we have in this world, and not just keep the money to ourselves and just be selfish little bitches and sluts who don't care about anything but ourselves and our fucking money. So we've got to think of the future, think of what happens. We're going to mine the e-waste dumps of the world, and this has come up looking a treat. That's another thing I want to do when I become in charge of this future photocopier company, is mine the e-waste dumps of the world for resources, and that's looking quite nice. I think we can take that. So, you know, we've got to think creatively. We've got to think, well, we've got a whole lot of e-waste rotting away in places like China and India. This is what we just produced, I think, or just before this one. Sorry, I'm getting a bit forgetful, folks, or a bit worried that I will forget. But basically, you got to think of the future. You can't just think of yourselves. You can't just think of here and now. You can't think, well, this chemical cocktail in this product is going to make ourselves a lot of money. So, you know, you got to think. You got to use less chemicals. You got to, as I said, mine the e-waste dumps. Get all that gold, silver and platinum and other materials out of this waste and make it useful for the product that you're building. Now that looks interesting, but I think I'll not work with this one. I think I'll use that one. Oh, it's falling down again. Fuck, I hate it when that happens. But basically, you got to think of the future, and the past has a place, but the past is nothing in importance compared with the future. The past can be a hindrance, folks. I have had my own past. I've got my own story to tell, folks, in due course about what I did and how it relates to the past. The past, it can be a pain in the ass. The past is a pain when I know what it's, I know, I've had it. I've been there and done that. But I can't live in the past, folks. The past will drive me mad. You got to think of the future, and I still get driven mad by the past. I had opportunities to marry a man called Luigi, and basically we never got together because, well, I did dwell on the past. Back in the past, the past we are talking about primarily is the year 1992, and I fucked up my life by taking a wrong turn in my life and not making anything good of it, and basically, yeah, I fucked up. So just wondering how we're going to make this look. So I made mistakes in the past, and I was looking at the past. I was thinking Luigi probably wouldn't love me because I was a failure. I was always being teased and bullied. I allowed the teasers and the bullies from the school days to, in part, colour what I thought of myself, and I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have thought about the people in my youth group who made me feel inadequate. They too had an effect on me as well, but it wasn't entirely them, but it was those past influences I had shaped what I thought about myself and what I thought about Luigi. And now we don't have anything, I'm still single, I'm still lonely, I'm still living alone, I still sleep in a single bed because I'm not interested in having sex with anyone but Luigi. And not only that, I'm not interested in having sex before marriage. I don't believe in that. So I'm not a person who likes to have casual relationships. I'm not interested in one night stands. I'm only interested in Luigi. And I'm just trying to get this material to go to the 6 o'clock news so I can get in touch with my partner and put that dreadful past from 1992 behind me that I fucked up. And I'm really angry at myself. So I need the TV channels to air my material as a photocopier artist, and I want to be recognised as a photocopier artist despite my disabilities. I don't want my disabilities having a say. Anyway, that looks really nice. I think we can probably do a switcheroo. But really it's difficult dealing with the past, and I have to deal with the past that is 1992. And really, that's the problem. And then, of course, if I think too much of 1992 and I let it get stuck in my head, I could fuck up the future even further. So the thing is, the buck has got to stop somewhere. So you got to stop it. Somehow stop dwelling on the past. That's a challenge every day for me because I'm lonely. I'm nearly 50. I'll be 50 on the 1st of January 2023, and yeah, I'm not getting any younger. And anyway, that's come up looking quite a treat. I think we can now call this demo quits.